Yes, people, and welcome back to episode 2 of Gym Therapy, the series where we get a mental and physical pump all into one. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about how I had confidence, how I lost it, and then how I regained it. But before we get into it, if you could do me a massive favor and hit that like and subscribe button, it makes the biggest difference to me, and also some good deeds. So if you do a good deed, then life's better for not only you, but me as well. So yeah, please hit that like and subscribe button, really appreciate it. But let's get into it. For me, I've always had a lot of confidence. Even when I was quite young, I used to be the type of person that I could speak to a wall if the wall would talk back to me. And even if it didn't talk back to me, I'd still probably try and speak to it. So yeah, confidence always came quite easily to me. But unfortunately, I was a very self-conscious kid. I didn't know it, but as I got older and I realised not everybody was as happy to be around me as I was to be around them, my confidence started fading a little bit and we started going through issues. I still remember the first time I lost my confidence when I was quite young, and to be fair, the story now is a little bit funny, but at the time it was quite heartbreaking. I was 8 years old and I was off at a football blitz for my primary school, and there was a different school there, and as I said, when I was younger I would talk to anybody. It didn't matter who you were, what you were, I was just happy to be around people and to be talking to people. And I went over to this young lad who was playing for a different school and I asked him, "Where are you guys from?" He turned around, he looked me up and down and he goes, "Jamaica, man." Now, from that, just going to give you a quick glimpse into how innocent I was as a kid. Turned around to my mates from my primary school and said, "Guys, you won't believe this. This lad's from Jamaica." And it took one of the lads to explain to me that he wasn't saying that because he was from Jamaica, but because I looked like I was from Jamaica. Now, given this at the time, I did not know where I was from. I always knew I was adopted, but I never knew where I was adopted from. So yeah, fair play to him, he got it on the mark. He knew something that I didn't know, so I can't even be too mad at him. But from that day, I kind of started struggling with my confidence because, as I said, I was the type of person that I go off and I talk to everybody, but then when you have little remarks like that being said to you, it can be quite difficult to, I suppose, come back from them and to regain any type of self-worth. So yeah, that was when the confidence first started to fade. So we're going to fast forward now into secondary school, where my confidence took an all-time low. Secondary school for me was absolutely terrible. I'm just not even going to beat around the bush with it. I hated secondary school. Every minute of secondary school I disliked, because what happens in secondary school is people are very afraid to be themselves. Everybody just wants to be like everybody else, to get through it, get by it, not be bullied, not have things said to them. And unfortunately, me being me and being, I suppose, just different in a lot of aspects, I never had that luxury, and I always struggled with being in secondary school trying to be myself, because as much as I try to be quiet or not be my exuberant self, I can't. And it's something that's really bugged me for most of my life, because there is times where you just need to be quiet. Now, there is times where I will 100%, I'll lock in, I'll listen if I need to, but if I don't have to, I want to be myself. And in secondary school, that option or that luxury wasn't really given. So I missed about 2 years of secondary school due to stomach problems. Now, this wasn't all in the same time, but I would maybe be in for 3 days during the week and then off for 2 days, or even within those 3 days, if I was in, I'd go home early because I was really struggling with stomach problems, which I will talk about in a different episode. But from that, my anxiety, I wouldn't say depression, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever had depression. I think everything that I've ever gone through mentally has been my own doing by not giving myself the proper tools to deal with it. So I don't know if I'm going to say depression, but definitely anxiety. It skyrocketed. And as you know, if your anxiety skyrockets, your confidence goes all the way down. Primarily, this was in first to third year. Now, coming after first to third year, I went into transition year. I got myself a solid group of friends, and you know what, life was a lot better after that. My confidence started coming back to me. I started going out in social situations, which was something that didn't happen to me a lot, because unfortunately from first year to third year, when I was struggling with these stomach problems, I used to stay home and I wouldn't go outside with friends. The only time I'd really go outside after school would be for Gaelic or rugby training. And that was it for me. I'm really happy that I did manage to stick with the sports, because if I didn't, it could have been a lot worse. But coming after third year, when I got into transition year, things got a lot better, got a solid group of friends. Things were looking up, started going out more, started talking to more people, getting invited to more parties. I feel like a lot of times in life with confidence, there's two different variations of it. You have your internal confidence and you have your external confidence. Now, I think internal confidence is so much more important, because with internal confidence, that's only given by you, so it can only be taken away by you. The main thing with internal confidence is only you can make it and only you can take it away. Now, with external confidence, that's when people are giving you praise, telling you that you're doing well, that things are going better for you, and it's always great to have that reassurance behind you. But within saying that, just because they've given you that reassurance today does not mean it's going to be there tomorrow or the following week or the following month. So that's why I always say it's so much more important to have internal confidence over external confidence. Now, my peak confidence came in college. In college, I was able to express myself a lot more. I met a lot more like-minded people, and also within college, you tend to do a course that reflects your personality or reflects what you want to do, which means you're going to meet like-minded people, which means you're going to feel more comfortable around those people, make more friends, have more opportunities. Exactly what happened to me in college. Ended up doing an arts degree where I did history and politics, which are two subjects that I really love. Then we went off and we played for the rugby team, where we got to 6 finals, 4 semi-finals, and lost every final because we were just cursed. Within saying that though, that rugby team was my favourite thing that happened in Dundalk, and I'm so grateful for the experience to play with those lads, get to make a connection with them, and you know what, just have the crack. My peak confidence really came when I attempted to go for the Students' Union, because this for me was such a, I suppose, random occurrence, but also an anxiety-inducing occurrence, because it meant that I had to go in front of multiple people every day and talk, and also do it not only on a small scale but on a larger scale. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. It showed me that I could actually do these type of things, because everybody has a fear of public speaking. I'm sure at some point everybody has felt nervous with it or feels uncomfortable, even if it came to just reading out a sentence in class. It's quite tough. I don't know why it is, but maybe it's just because we like the idea of keeping to ourselves and not having to put ourselves out there. Because if we put ourselves out there, we open ourselves up to criticism, and nobody likes criticism. Within saying that though, when you do open yourself up to criticism, it means you can learn from it, which means you can grow, which means you can get better, and eventually everything starts to fall into place. We won, thank God, it went really well. Ended up going up against 2 very worthy opponents. We still managed to win by 100+ votes, which, given that there was 2 other people in the race, it's quite good. It said a lot about me and the people that followed me and the people that supported me. So even if you are watching these videos now, I want to say a massive thank you for that, because they were some of the best days of my life, and I really could not have done it without the people that supported me back then. So if you do watch this, thank you. Once I got voted into the Students' Union, everything kind of started clicking and aligning for me again, and that younger version of myself that I talked about, that wasn't afraid to be himself, that wanted to talk to everybody and everyone, finally felt like he had a spot, he had a place. And unfortunately with this is where confidence can become egotistical, and ego can be taken for granted, and so can confidence, and once it all falls apart, that's when there's an issue. After about 6 months of Vice President of Welfare and Equality, I thought to myself that I could probably do a very good job here at President, so I decided to run for President at TaidghsThoughsShorts. But I didn't know the fallout and the backlash I would get for doing so. Because what happened was I ended up running against a person that was already working with me, or I was working under him. And yeah, as you can imagine, if you go for somebody's job, things tend to be a little bit, let's just say, not as professional as they should be, and emotions get involved. And when emotions are involved in work, yeah, things can get a bit dirty. That experience of going for president, I'm really glad I did it, but within saying that, it really fucked me over in a lot of ways, more than one. I don't really like saying that, because there is a couple of people out there that probably would take satisfaction in the fact that I struggled, but at the same time I still did it, I still won. So, you know, at the end of the day, I can't really complain too much. I got what I wanted, not what I wished for, but I got what I wanted. So the day I got voted in for president of TaidghsThoughsShorts was the day everything went into lockdown, and COVID happened, which I'm sure a lot of you understand was a horrible time for every single person out there, especially for extroverted people, because if your energy and how you work off of people is being around people, and you completely lose all that and you're just stuck to isolate in your room for, let's say, the guts of a year, 2 years, you lose a lot of yourself and you lose your social skills. I don't know about you, but for me, my social skills are what carry me through life. I am not stupid. I do not believe I'm stupid at all. But when it comes to, I suppose, academic intelligence, I wouldn't be the best at it. Now, also within saying that though, when it comes to academic intelligence, I can lock in and my brain can work, but it has to be something that I truly enjoy and truly like, or my brain's just going to start thinking about random things and going off in its own imagination. So yeah, but COVID for me really did set me back a little bit, and unfortunately it was very hard to pick myself back up. Instead of actually making an effort to be a better person, I sat in my room, smoked a lot, didn't really speak to people, lost a lot of friends, and that was kind of the beginning of my downfall, even though I still was doing a lot of big things at the time. Now, given as well within the Students' Union when I was president, I had to do some things that not many 23-year-olds that will ever exist will have to do. And yeah, it's very tough to be put under that type of stress and pressure. Now, I'm not ungrateful for the experiences, because those experiences really put hairs on my chest and showed me what the world can be, but it also showed me how dirty the world can be and how horrible it is, and that you really need to be in a position within yourself, mentally and physically, to withstand it and to be able to get over it. to be quite honest. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. So following the Students' Union, I took a bit of time out because, again, as I said, I had a very stressful year. And from that, my confidence has never really been back to, I suppose, peak confidence, because I haven't been doing the same things that I could have done. And that's the problem with confidence, because once you lose your confidence after seeing how good your confidence can be, it's so tough, because you know how that person walks now. You know how they talk, you know what they do, you know how they do it. But at the same time, you just can't put them back together because life's changed, things have changed, and you don't know how to, I suppose, you don't know how to recreate them for this certain circumstance you're going through right now. So that's why I always say, when it comes to confidence, don't let other people give you confidence. Have that confidence within yourself. Remind yourself what you've gone through, how hard it's been, how much you struggled, and then use that fire that you have there to make sure you know that you can do great things, and your confidence has to be up here to be able to do them. The thing is, in life, nobody is going to want to be around you if you're not confident. Very, very, very little people want to be around that, because at the same time, it brings in their energy. You need to understand that confidence is also contagious. If you're confident, then the people around you are going to be confident, you know? And that's why it was so tough for me, because obviously I see myself at a time where, like, I was really up here and my confidence was up here, and I went all the way down here, and as I went down, people didn't really want to be around me as much anymore, which I completely get, because why would I want to be around somebody who's vibrating on a low level, who's not doing great things, who's always complaining and talking about, oh, life's so tough and this and that. Like, nobody wants to be around that, which is completely fair. So, you know, sometimes you have to hold your hand up and realize that victim mentality doesn't help, and that your confidence is so key into you being the best person you can be. So this is the kind of redemption arc that I'm going through right now, because, again, as I said, I know I can be confident, I know I can do great things, so I need to rebuild myself in a different fashion than I was once before, but also bring off the good traits from that old version of myself to this new version that I'm trying to build. So I can be the best version of myself previously, but also add on to this new version I'm trying to be, if that makes sense. It sounds very conjumbled, but I'm sure you'll understand it. So if you are somebody who's struggling with confidence right now, what I would say is remind yourself what you've already gone through, what you've done, how you've done it, because it's very easy for us to forget how hard life has been for us prior. Our brain does this amazing thing where it's able to forget all the past issues we've gone through. And thankfully so, because if you had to relive every tough moment you've had so far, you probably wouldn't be getting very far, because you'd be too swamped and too drowned down in all this dark mentality. But what happens is obviously we forget how hard life has been for us prior, and how much confidence we can take from those prior issues. So that's what I try and do these days. Whenever I'm having a bad day, or whenever I feel like my confidence is low, I pull out a notepad and I write down all the good things that I've done, what I've gone through, how I've gone through them. It really does help. It reminds you that this isn't the hardest thing you've ever gone through, and it's probably not going to be the hardest thing that's going to come up in your life later on as well. So don't get bogged down by it. Keep going. It's okay. It will get better. It always has got better. There's a reason why you're able to watch this video right now. If you're hearing what I'm speaking right now, there's a reason why you're able to hear it. It's because you've gotten through it before, so you will get through it again. It's just how life goes. You're not special. Nobody is out to get you. The world isn't out to get you. The world is out to get every single person, because it's a tough world that we live in, and only the tough really get through it. Unfortunately, that's the truth of it. So yeah. Obviously, confidence comes from repetitions as well, which you'll see me in the gym talking about. But what I mean by repetitions is that every time you do something, it gets easier. You could do the hardest thing in the world right now, but I guarantee if you did the hardest thing in the world every single day for a month, it would no longer be the hardest thing in the world. Because what happens with the human brain and the human body is that we are so adaptable to these situations. And being that adaptable is such a blessing, so try and use it. Because that means that you can go to a completely different region, a completely different country, with no understanding of how they speak that language. Within 3 months, you could be partially speaking that language, you could have already made friends, you could have already done all these amazing things because of how adaptable the humans are. Once you understand that your adaptability is one of your biggest assets in this life, it will really change how you do things and what you do. Because being able to adapt to a situation while still being able to bring your own personality into it is one of the best traits a human can have. So don't let that go to waste. And finally, if you are somebody who's lost all your confidence right now, you know for a fact that you can be a person that does a lot of great things. A lot of us do, but unfortunately a lot of people don't reach their potential because we get too bunged down in the issues of life, people talking about us, whatever else. There's always going to be reasons, there's always going to be excuses. You can't let that stop you from being confident. So whatever it is that's destroying you mentally right now, or what's really pushing you to the limit, you should put yourself in that situation consistently and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until you no longer care about it, or until at least it goes from a disc scale down to a disc scale, because eventually it will get better. It's not going to stay like that forever, but I guarantee you right now, if you're watching this lying in your bed on your phone, scrolling, vaping, doing all these things that aren't trying to solve the problem, you will stay in that scenario. I am literally a living example of that, because I know what it's like to lie in bed and sit on your phone and just death scroll and vape all day and do stupid things that do not help me in any way, shape or form. And that's why when you do catch yourself doing those things, if it pops into your brain, put the phone down straight away. Don't overthink it, just use your impulse. Use your impulse and do what is best for you, not what feels best for you. Yeah, so this is the gym part as usual. Second time doing this now, and I can't lie, we're feeling a lot more confident doing it. I just wanted to talk about a quick little story just there, right? So, obviously this episode's about confidence and how you get confidence and whatever else. And before coming in here, it's been a bit of it's an alright morning. It's not been the best morning, to be honest. But what happened was, I got chatting to just some random lad in the change room for 5 minutes there. And it's just crazy how quickly your energy changes when you have a good conversation with somebody. Like before coming in here, a bit nervous, a bit anxious as usual, because doing this is completely new to me. Talk to someone for 5 minutes, just have a genuine, normal conversation with somebody that you've never met before, and it leaves you feeling good. You come in here, you're feeling good. And that's one of them things when it comes to confidence as well. I always feel like it makes such a difference just having good people around you in the gym that can bring out that confidence. Because it's very hard to kind of have confidence without having people there to help you as well, you know? So yeah, shout out to that guy that I just met anyway. I'm not going to say his name because he probably doesn't want to be in the video or whatever else, but it's just cool to have someone like that, you know? So, but yeah, we're going to start with some lat pull downs and then work our way around to some seated rows. Might do some different variations of lat pull downs, and we'll do some pull-ups as well. But yeah, let's get going. So, take 2 on this because, you know, I did not charge my camera before I came in here, which was very smart of me. But yeah, look, as I was saying, I was just chatting to some lad before coming in here, and it just makes some difference just having a nice conversation with somebody before you get training, and it goes into confidence, like. And the thing about the gym is, it's a perfect place to look and try and find yourself for confidence again. Because every rep I do, I get more confident in the rep and everything else. It's part of the game. And that's one thing I will say about the gym. It's, if you're low on confidence, it's the perfect place to start to trying to get it back. And it's a lot more than just coming in here and lifting weights. Like, you know, you're building mental resilience, you're building physical resilience. So if you are low on confidence and you're looking to get it back, perfect place to start. Ask any other person, where does any good redemption arc start? Getting in shape. Every superhero movie you've ever seen, the person gets in shape. It's part of the game. The thing about confidence as well is you have your external and your internal version of confidence. And your internal version of it is so much more important than your external. Because internal, it can't be taken away by you anyway, but external can. And you don't want to be letting other people take away your confidence. But that's the worst thing about me though, because I get my confidence from other people. Having good conversations with people, being around people. That's how I've always felt more confident and more myself. So I suppose this kind of journey I'm on right now where I'm just doing shit on my own, trying to figure shit out again. But look, it's part of the process. So we're gonna go, let's try 70. I'm not doing 70 like that. We'll go 67.5. It's the first time I've gone this heavy in a minute. Probably shouldn't have done this after 2 or 3 other sets, but look, wouldn't be like us to think about things before doing them, would it? Oh man, that's enough of that. Your ego plays such a part in your confidence. And even fragile ego, you're going to find it so hard to continuously have confidence, the right type of confidence as well. So look, if you're able to work on your ego and figure out what triggers you and what ticks you off, that's another step into being able to have a lot more confidence and being able to do things that you want to do. And for me, my ego gets ticked off when I feel subconscious and I feel uncomfortable. Hence right now why I'm doing this, because again, just trying to get out of my comfort zone. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you do want to get proper confidence and start to really feel yourself, it's all about getting out of your comfort zone and doing the things that you want to do that make you feel uncomfortable. I'll have to keep saying it, I'll keep repeating it, because I need to hear it myself as well. Because right now I'm doing shit that I've always dreamed of doing, but it doesn't feel like my dream right now. But at some point it will, and I'll transition into other things and I'll be able to do it with less awkwardness, more confidence, whatever else. So it's just part of change, part of evolving, isn't it? So stay heavy on the process. I'm at a point now where I'm trying to build confidence that's not going to ever go away. The type of confidence that only I am able to give myself and only I am able to take away from myself. And that just comes from reps. And in the gym, this is reps. Not just this, but recording myself, doing this consistently, getting used to talking, getting used to just being in my own little world again. Because for the longest time I was. And when you're in your own little bubble, it's good. It's the best way to be. Because you need to realise everybody else, in some way, shape or form, is. Like for example, someone might see me here recording and they'll be like, geez, that's a bit odd, that's a bit strange. But do you reckon they're going home thinking about it? Do you reckon they're going home to bed, punching their pillow, thinking, oh my God, I can't believe someone's recording in the gym? No. They're not, because people have their own lives and their own issues to focus on. Hence why you should never let anyone else's opinion for the moment stop you from doing what you want to do. Right, we're going to do some isolated lat pulls now. But yeah, I think the toughest thing about trying to change to that confident person that you're looking to be is that you know how that person walks, how they talk, how they do things. But you're just not quite there yet to become them. And you're doing everything you can to put yourself in the best position to see that person succeed. There's like anything good in this world, it takes time. But even like a little thing today that's given me a lot of confidence is that I'm back jogging today for the first time. In 3 months, I'm able to run. And that's absolutely massive for me, because I haven't been able to do that in so long. Like even just being on the treadmill for 30 seconds and then having to walk for 4 minutes, whatever else. First time I've done that in 3 months. I can jog again, I can run. Mad confidence off that, you know? Take the little wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oh. Right, we're going to finish up with some arms because I've already been here an hour and I've got other things to do. Right, I'm just going to finish up some tricep push downs. I'm going to go about 40 kilos on this. I might go a bit heavier depending on how I'm feeling. I don't imagine you're following me for gym content, but if you are wondering for tips, the only thing I'll ever say is go heavy and go slow. Feel the reps. We're getting there now though. Down to 90 kilos after starting at 101. So look, that's still huge. I think when it comes back, when I am back competing, I'm going to have to go to about 70, 75 kilos. Because for me, there's no point of being 100 kilos, having to fight lads 100 kilos when I can keep all my strength and being down to 70 kilos while doing it, you know? Because even when I am about 95 kilos, I can hang with the boys that are 110. So yeah, be all right though, we'll get there. There's one thing as well, I remember seeing a load of stuff in your man Jack Fitz at the moment and people abusing him out of it. I just like, why are you trying to knock his confidence? Like, he's 18 years old doing unbelievable things. Like, who at 18 years old is doing that? I tell you, I wasn't. Like, leave him alone and let him do his thing, man. So someone trying to better his life and be a better version of himself just like everyone else, isn't it? So I'm gonna go a bit heavier now as well. Go 50, why not? Fuck. 50 got me. Finish with some bicep curls and call it a day after that. Six. Oh man. So every time I do a fasted workout, I think I'm gonna pass out, man. It's a good feeling though. Maybe not the passing out part, but just being out your own head. I'm going to cut down to 27.5 for the last set. I rep them out as much as possible. And we're going to go home. Last set. Yeah, that's me. Okay guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Once again, if you've got to this part and you haven't liked and subscribed, can you please do it? And also, I'm always looking for different suggestions on what to talk about or what to do. So please leave a comment on what you would like to see. And also, if there's any improvements I can do on the videos or anything I can do that can make them better or more appeasing to watch, also let me know. Thanks a million guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.